Well, happy Thanksgiving and welcome to the weekly Leaders Digest. This is your hub for strengths based leadership insights. I'm Dana Williams. I'm a leadership coach and a strengths advocate. I'm dedicated to empowering difference makers just like you to create a lasting impact. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed or stuck right now, or you're yearning to make a bigger difference, I want you to know that you are not alone. This is the right place. Each week, we'll explore how to leverage your unique strengths to boost your productivity, your energy, and your confidence. So, whether you're a seasoned executive or you're an emerging leader, this podcast is your weekly dose of inspiration and practical strategies to unlock your full potential. Let's dive in and ignite your leadership journey. So, this is the last week before Thanksgiving. It is the Thanksgiving week. It's Tuesday, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Some of you are at work today, some of you are running around. Hopefully, you still listening to this podcast. I want you to think about something this week. And this is, I want you to take a minute to think about your strengths. Just a minute. You can do it on a walk, you can do it when you're working out, driving errands. Think about Juliette Funt. You remember Alan Funt, Candid Camera? This is Juliette Funt, his daughter. She's written a great book called A Minute to Think. And she reminds us of the power of white space. I used to call this margin. She calls it white space. This is just that strategic pause that you're getting ready to have from work activities. You might have a lot of home activities, but I really want you to think about taking a strategic pause with all your activities. Your personal strengths brand needs this white space to truly flourish. And I want you to think about strengths you have that can help you do that. You always have something in your arsenal, in your toolbox that can help you do that. For example, I have a client that has an election, and he has that in his top 5. And we talk about the energy he can get from that, but he has to remember to set aside time to think. That's what an election needs. And the people with high intellection, when I ask them, are you setting aside time each week to think? Most of them aren't, because they're going from one activity to the next, and they're not either waking up earlier or going to bed later to give themselves that time to think. What they don't realize is when they give them their selves time to think, which I like to do first thing in the morning, it really energizes them and it helps them thrive in those reflective moments and kind of be ready to look at the day differently because they've had some time to think. Those of you who have context, you might use this white space to connect with some past experiences or even think about some future opportunities. I know I have futuristic, so I'm going to look at the future opportunities, whereas context likes to look at the past experience. But to kind of take a break and go find that white space, you can do that with any of your top 10 strengths. So I want you to think about this week in the hubbub of all the family activities, work activities, schedule daily strengths minutes. These are going to be brief pauses to reflect on how you're using your strengths. And as Funt says, white space is the stepping back, the strategic pause, the oxygen that allows the sparks of our efforts to catch fire. So let's use this to ignite our personal strengths brand. So I have an exercise for you. In your journal, if you get the strengths journal or if you just have a regular journal, I want you to write down for 1 week, use this journal and write down your insights about your personal strengths brand. What are you seeing? If you use the strengths journal, you'll get to review your week every week by looking back, thinking about what strengths worked, what ones got in your way, when were you energized, and really just kind of jot that down, every week. But this week, I'm challenging, even if you don't have a strengths journal, just write that down. And then I want you to see what patterns emerged. Think back of that appointment, that activity where you got energy, and what strength were you using? Think about the time you were drained. What was draining you? That's the magic medicine right there. And we want to repeat more of those opportunities where you got energy and try to navigate those ones that are draining you. And that means partnering up with somebody else that has a strength that you don't have. Oh, I could just go on and on about this because I love it so much. But thank you for tuning in to the weekly Leaders Digest. And remember that you are unique and there's no reason that you should settle for anything less. You are a difference maker with impact. So I truly believe that when you embrace your uniqueness, you'll find yourself more productive, more energized, and more confident in your leadership. So if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and share it with fellow leaders. Your feedback in the form of ratings means the world to me. And I read every review we get. So I appreciate any feedback you can give us. And then if you're ready to take the next step in your leadership journey, visit our website at danawilliamsco.com and schedule a discovery call or pick up your copy of the Strengths Journal. This is your daily companion for harnessing your unique strengths and amplifying your impact. Until next week, this is Dana Williams reminding you that your strengths are a superpower. Use them well, and happy Thanksgiving.